Is the free bird gonna handle it? Oh, kingbird's still back there. Corn safe. That thing's supposed to be that low?
Oh my.
Talk about ground clearance.
That ain't good.
Alright guys, we're just out here on a new piece of land that we got permission to hunt. It's a little under 40 acres, so a pretty small piece, but we think it'll have some big deer on it. It's along a river line, so hopefully some of those river monsters will be cruising this during the rut, and I think we could have some big deer just living on it full time anyhow. Yesterday we came out here and met the owners and talked to them for a little bit, so today we're going to go walk it. We're going to put out, I think we're planning on putting out 3 trail cameras, and we're going to try to get a little bit of a survey of the land. So we got 300 pounds of corn to put out. We're going to do 2 sites on the cameras, 2 camera sites, 150 pounds each of corn. Hopefully that'll last a couple weeks and we can get a pretty good feel for what's in the area. What are you saying? You're not strong enough to carry 2? The river's to our right.
Right this way?
Yeah, I can see it. Our plan is to get down in the river and use that to access places. And there's also a little section of this land that's across the river, and that looks really good. So hopefully it's not too high. That's a pretty good trail.
We put it in this area. We circled that.
Yeah, I think this is a pinch point for the rut. Pretty nice bed. How's it look? You move across there?
I think we need to keep going a little bit. Where's it bend right here? Cams are underwater.
Are they?
They're supposed to be waterproof.
Do you want me to take them?
Nah. I don't think it'll get any deeper than this.
Hope not.
We'll have to get some chest waders. Anyway. Oh, this is fine.
That ain't too bad.
Ain't too bad. There we go. Nothing to it.
You got a wet wallet now?
Yep.
There's a little bit of a hole in the mucks.
Watch that.
What? Is it the insert? Wow. They're all over. Alright, we just put the camera out. We're not that impressed with this side of the river, but we did find a bunch of beds. We weren't quite as impressed with the trails over here. They were really good on the other side, and for some reason they're just not that great over here. So could just be because it's summertime, and with this probably being a bedding area, maybe it's not just a travel route, so there's not as good of trails. But we did find several big beds, and we sure as heck weren't gonna haul these 2 bags of corn out of here because we worked way too hard to get here. So we decided to throw them out, put it under a camera, and we'll come check it in a couple weeks, I guess. Alright, just set the second cam. It's in a spot that's kind of running a really main trail that wraps around the bend of this river, and then it branches off to go out into some of the bigger timber. So I think it's going to catch a lot of the deer working in this part of the timber here. So we put 1 bag of corn in there and a camera, and hopefully it'll take good pics. We have 1 more to do. Massive pile of corn, dude. Alright guys, we just got done placing the third camera and corn mix. So we're all done for the night. Just running out of light here, so pretty good timing. But we'll probably leave them sit for 2 or 3 weeks and then come check them. And looking forward to taking you guys along the ride of just getting permission to hunt a new property, small property, and going from scouting it and hunting it this fall. It's been about a month since we put those cameras out. And a few weeks ago, after they had been out for about 2 weeks, we went back in there and we wanted to check the cameras to see if there were any big deer on there and anything promising. So we went back in, and it was after several weeks of just solid rain, just every day. And the river was flooded. In fact, all of the timber was flooded too. And it was a real hassle trying to get to the cameras. So we ended up just pulling the cameras out because we didn't know how long the river would be flooded, and we weren't able to get to the one on the other side. So we checked the 2 that were on the main side of the river that we had access to and pulled them out. Unfortunately, I don't think we got any pictures of any solid deer. There were 2 pictures of some 2-year-old or 3-year-old bucks, but other than that, not much to speak of. And it wasn't a very good test considering all the high water. I'm guessing the river flooded and the timber flooded only a couple days after the cameras were out, so we didn't get a very good inventory of what was actually out there, which is kind of disappointing. But anyway, I wanted to go over my thoughts after that and show you guys what we do when we're initially getting permission to hunt a new property and we're starting to hunt a new property, how we look at it from the maps. We use Onyx and find out where to hunt and how to get pictures of deer and stuff like that. So anyway, I still think there's probably a good chance of there being big deer on this property. There weren't any in the pictures, but like I said, I think it was the circumstances. And there's also been a lot of logging going on right now in some of the timber down south right here. And so I think that's probably pushing out some of the mature bucks at the moment. I'm not really expecting this property to be that good until the rut. If deer have to deal with like logging and human intrusion, that's not hunting related, they will. They can get used to stuff like that and it won't bother them that much. But when they have other land to go to and they can just go somewhere else, if the human intrusion is too much, they would probably rather do that. So in this case, I think at least the mature deer are kind of dispersed right now. And I don't really expect this property to get that good until they really settle in their fall ranges, and especially during the rut, we're going to get a lot of cruising bucks going through there, and we know that there should be some big deer in this area, so I'm pretty excited to hunt it. But I want to show you some of the features that you can spot from the maps to just start working with a new property. And you can see I have the camera locations marked. With this particular property, it's very flat. The Onyx has a hybrid view, and you can show the topo lines too, but there's really not much to speak of. Pretty flat river bottom ground. So what we're mainly looking at is just the cover and how that'll dictate deer movement. So you can see right here, there's a field, and the property boundary is somewhat like this. Right here we have a field that's planted in beans really late, so that's going to provide some early season attraction right there, but not much late season because they're planted so late and they're not going to have time to have pods. And basically, I'll go over the camera locations first. We decided to put one here because we think we can monitor this whole block of timber pretty well with a camera right there and a bait pile. That's what we were assuming. This would also be a good stand location. It's on a really nice transition line here that the deer are going to travel a lot, and there's always really good travel routes right along the banks of the rivers. It creates a nice boundary, and they can have their wind blowing from over the river, and they can smell everything that's on their side, and that's going to be promoting any danger to them. So they feel pretty safe when they're traveling the river, and you can see these 2 travel routes come together right there. And not to mention that this is probably bedding right in there too. So that's why I decided to put a camera there. We'll probably have a stand there, or probably hunt in that location at some point. This camera location, we wanted something on the other side of this river because there is some land on this property that crosses over. We know that this river is usually not high enough to affect any deer movement. They can cross this fairly easily like a creek. And you can see right here, there's a bend here, a bend here. These banks are really steep on all these bends on pretty much every river. And so the deer are likely going to cross right here if they're going to cross. This whole peninsula should be a bedding area because they're surrounded by water. They can have the wind at their back. They can feel pretty safe right here. So that should be a bedding area. You got a travel route going through here. You should have a travel route going like this. This isn't actually a road. You got food out here, travel route, and they all kind of meet right at this point. So that'll be a really good spot for a stand. And we put the trail camera there, but unfortunately we don't know how it did yet, and we'll have to check in later. And then moving down here, we decided to put a camera right here because this is another bend of the river. It's going to funnel deer movement around here. All of this should be really good bedding, at least in the fall when all the logging is done. And you have food out here, so the travel route is kind of like this. There's likely going to be a funnel right here that the deer are going to travel through a lot, and another time where they just all kind of converge right there. That's why we put that camera there. We thought we'd catch anything coming from this spot, and I think that would be another good spot for a tree stand location as well. Other tree stand spots that we decided that I think Jack actually came out and put a camera down in this corner here. You can see here's going to be a travel route, here's going to be a travel route, and they meet right there. There's going to be food. So you have a lot of things that come together, and this is really tall marsh grass, so that's all going to be bedding as well. So that could be a really good stand location as well. And I think that about does it for this property. I think right now we just have a camera here and here, so we'll have to see what they pick up, and I look forward to hunting this property this fall, but it'll be fun to take you guys along the journey of starting to hunt this property and show you how we do. So thanks for watching. Make sure you stay tuned. We should have some elk hunting footage going up on our channel here within the next several weeks. We just got back and it was a pretty fun hunt. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to Brunk Outdoors. Thanks.